Hi, Rachel. We are back for a new session. It's been a while, 3 weeks, I saw.
Yes, it has. You've been busy. It's been awesome. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. Actually, today will be mainly a review of what we did via Discord and Google Sheet and all those channels. And I suggest to start with a review of the homepage to see what the homepage looks like at the moment. If you're okay with that.
Of course, it's stunning. So
Uh,
I'm very excited.
let's do that. So let's share my screen, homepage, share. Here we go. So that's the homepage as it is today. A few things there. First, the search engine at the top. So if I search for something, we have removed the little images because sometimes you had square-shaped images, sometimes you
Mhm.
had rectangles, and so to avoid having cropping issues, we decided just to put the suggestions of the titles. So obviously, if you click on one of those, you go directly to the page. So that's a search engine which is fed in real time with the content of the food items and the shop items and the blog posts.
Mhm.
So that's the way it is today. We will see later that the food items, they are gated, which means that you need to log in as a free member on the website to get access to the food list. But we will see that in incognito mode, because if you test the membership functions when you are logged in, like I am logged into the site, you
Mhm.
will have direct access to the page. You need to test those pages in
Right.
incognito as if you were not logged in.
Correct.
So that's the page. We've just updated some of the links. We added this little section here with a few icons for the values we
Yep.
stand for and the values. So that's just a module, icon plus text. What I can do maybe is open it in Elementor so we see what's the module that's being used.
And while you're opening that, the key is my understanding is because you edited that page with Elementor, if I want to go
Mhm.
back and make edits later, I have to do it through Elementor. I can't go
Yes.
through WordPress because otherwise it'll break it. I learned that the wrong way for those watching. So
Yes, yes,
because you've
yes.
used Elementor on this page, always use Elementor going forward if I'm going to make if you're going to make edits.
Yes, otherwise you will switch back to the default WordPress and it will break the layout. The good news is that you always have revisions
Right.
in WordPress. So if you screw something, you can always go back to a previous revision and
Which you've had
reinstate the
which you've
revision.
had to do for me.
Yeah, yeah, but
But
that's easy to do. So here it's called an icon list actually. So an icon list consists of an icon
mhm,
which you can pick from a library of icons, which is provided directly by Elementor. So you see you've got a library of icon. So you just search by name. Then you can add a text, and obviously to make it look good, you have to go to styling and pick a color for the icon like we did. We have a few standard color for the site, so it's the primary color. And change the size and change the potentially the alignment and all that stuff. And I think that there is something there in the list. Yes, a divider, which looks nice because it gives a bit of structure. So if I remove the divider, you see there's no divider, but I
oh,
prefer to have the
I like
divider
the
here,
divider.
a light gray for the divider.
Yeah.
And so you can decide the width of the divider. It's now at 50%, which looks better than if you do it at 100% like that. It
Mm.
doesn't look that good, so I do 50%. So that's the module. And here we have the same dog as my parents, a
Cute.
golden retriever. And yeah, the funny thing is that I think that the original image was, as you can see, the dog waving to the other side, to the other side, and probably I managed somewhere to revert it. I don't remember where, but I reverted it because I wanted to point at the text, the little dog there.
And for
Uh,
the icons, I missed that. Did you upload those from, like, a
no, no,
Canva,
no,
or you
no.
had them within here?
They are the icons. It's part of a module called icon list, as you see. And
Oh,
the
okay, I see
icons,
it now.
you go to the icon library, and you've got plenty of icons there that you can choose. For instance, if you are a hotel and you want to have like a concierge bell, or if you're into high tech and you need something like a cube or cubes for a stack of cube, you can use all of them. And I think you even have here in the icons, you see Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, this kind of stuff. So and it's a library which is not only accessible via this module icon list, but multiple modules which use icons. I think that if I search for icon, you see I've got here
Mhm.
an icon, so that I can use, or an icon box. I remove it, but you see an icon box like that. So where you've got a
Oh.
heading, some text, and an icon, and the icon there, same concept. You can grab it from the icon library. What else in icon
I
do
saw
we have?
the social too. Is that what you use to, put the social
Yeah.
icons on there? That's cool.
Yes, yes, yes. They also come from the same thing. So and yeah, in socials, that's also some. But we will see that for the blog. But
Mhm,
usually on Elementor or other systems, you have two main use cases for social icons, not to be mistaken one for the other. One is where you put links to your own socials, like at the bottom of your site here.
mhm,
So those are links to your own social networks. And the other one is when you add share buttons, like we did on the page for the blog. So it's also icons, but it's not to your own socials. It's just an icon where you press on Facebook, it's a Facebook sharer. Where you press on Twitter, it's a Twitter sharer. You see. So you
yeah,
use the icon, but for sharing purposes, not to get a link or to show a link to your own socials. So that's the two different things. And sometimes people use one for the other and say, "Oh, it's not working as intended," but yeah, it's not the same module. You've got to use the right module.
mhm,
So here we have the sign up, and as you see, it's what we call a global widget. A global widget can be used across the site, and if you change it once, it changes across the different positions it has in the site where it's being used. So that's the same that I'm using, for instance, at the bottom of the blog post. So if I changed this instead of join my email family by join my email family now, it would be changed on all
all
the
over.
different places where this module is being used. That's what we call a global widget. So if you edit the global widget, you edit it for all the places. If you unlink the global widget, you edit it specifically for this position. It won't change on the other positions.
Okay,
You understand? So
yeah,
it's too. But usually we edit it everywhere. So we edit the global widget there. It's easier to maintain than because if you have something to change, it changes everywhere. So here, latest post. I think we have three posts at the moment. So what changed is that I modified the presentation. So the first one is bigger than the next one. So we have here in the grid section, we see that the first item, so the latest one actually, is one half of the block in size, and you've got 4 columns. So this one occupies two, and those two occupy one and one. So that's how you make one bigger and the two other ones smaller. It gives a little bit more of a contrast, I would say, um, than just having three of them or four of them if they were four the same size. But you can always change that. You can say I want the first one to be one, so it's super big like that. You see.
mm,
or I want the first one to be 1/3, and then it's just a
Just
slightly bigger than the other one, but this one was okay. I mean, you can change wherever you want.
I like how you had it, yeah. So
So I will just now go back here. Yeah, we change also some items in the menu, but that's not very important. And yes, I explained that in a separate video. I can link it under this one, where I explained everything in details around member press. So there is a dynamic link in the menu of the website, which is login with an additional sign up word when you are logged out, and which becomes log out when you are logged in. So I think that if I open your website in incognito, let me just grab the URL because I don't know it by heart. Okay. So I'm just sharing another one now when it will be open. Okay. Yes, you see it now. So now you've got sign up and login. You see? And if I log in, it will be log out. If I sign up, it will be also log out. And the sign up, quick sneak peek. So you've got one membership plan at the moment. It's the free one. So if you decide to sign up, you've got to give your first name, last name, pick a username, email, password, and password confirmation, and then you go inside. So that's the way it is at the moment. And login, it's a login form, which overrides the default WordPress login, because there is a default WordPress login for a WordPress site, which looks a bit more, I would say, industrial or bare bones.
yeah.
But you can override it with MemberPress. I will show it later when we reach MemberPress.
And then once you
But
log in, what page does it land you on?
the page where you were,
Okay.
if I remember well. Depends on where you come from. So let's just switch back here. So I keep maybe this one in the background because we will use it later. So share this tab instead. Okay, so let me just now switch back to the site out of Elementor. I want to move to a blog section. So blog, this one. Okay, so on the blog page, I will open it with Elementor again. So this is a template called blog post. We have a template specifically for the blog posts. Let me first show you what's moving here. So on the right-hand side, you've got the table of content. And as you can see, there is a green progress bar at the top, which tells you how far you are on the website, on the page. Sorry. You see the
Well,
reading progress bar there.
will those both with the table of can we see this in mobile view?
I think that in mobile view, there's no table of content because,
Okay.
I mean, I decided. Oh no,
Oh,
there's one. There's one.
oh,
There's
good,
one.
good,
Sorry.
good. Okay.
Sorry.
So we've
No,
got that
there's
in
one.
mobile, but no progress bar, which would
No,
make
there's
sense.
no
Yeah.
there's no progress bar. There could you could have actually a progress bar which sticks once you reach it, or put it at the top and leave it there and it sticks. It's a little bit of work because if you put it here, like at the top of table of content, you
Mhm.
need to offset it, which means that it sticks only when it reaches the top and stays there. It's a little bit of a, I would say, you have to play with this offset component so that it sticks only at some moment, not at other moments. So
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't make so much sense anyway on
I don't
mobile
yeah,
too.
I don't think you need it. If you go one more question, if you go to the mobile view one more time, for the hamburger,
Right. Yes.
at the
Yeah.
top,
Hmm.
is there it is there a way to make it more, what do I call it? Like hot dog, if you will? And
Sorry.
then is there a way to make it like when you
Hmm.
shorten it, it's not
Yeah.
super intuitive on mobile what that is. So is there an easy way to make that button hot dog or more long and then put text on it like drop down or explore more?
Um,
You know what I mean?
um, so we can have a look at the settings of the menu. Let me see. It's in the header.
Right. So header, and we
Um,
do this in Elementor because
yeah.
basically for my site, everything has been edited in Elementor, so I need to always use Elementor if I want to.
Uh, Not, I mean, yes, everything is displayed anyway in Elementor. There's just one thing that is integrated straight into WordPress. It's the body of the blog post. So the body of the blog post, it's directly in
Google.
WordPress, but then it's displayed as as an Elementor template. So if we go here, so that's the menu,
Right.
okay? Where you have all those things. Oh, sorry, and I think maybe yeah, there's a different. There are two iterations of the menu. The one grayed out is probably the one I'm using for mobile. So
Correct.
yeah, that's here. Okay,
Yeah, I remember you
so
setting that up.
that's the burger. That's the burger. Yeah,
Yeah.
because why do you do this? Because there is a succession of items here on the desktop. So you've got the search, you've got Rachel Futsaro, number 2, number 3, the button, number 4, the menu. Okay. If I don't have a different version for mobile,
Mhm.
what will happen on mobile? So if I keep this one, which actually isn't the case, because if I click there, I think, and I go in responsive. Yes, you see, I hide it on tablet and mobile. So this version isn't used on tablet and mobile, because if I use it on tablet and mobile, it will stack the elements in
Mhm.
the order: search, name, Rachel Futsaro,
Mhm.
blue button, contact me, and burger menu under it. And we wanted to have something simpler on mobile, just Rachel Futsaro, name
Mhm.
of the site with the promo at the top, then the button here, you see,
Mhm.
and then the search, you see. So the order is different. So that's why we have a different version.
Correct.
Um, yeah, it's a little bit of also of work. So actually, the space occupied by the button is a bit wider, as you can see.
Right.
It's all those things, but the burger itself is there. So the icon, so the options are here on
Okay.
the on the left. Um, oops, sorry.
Like, I'm wondering if we can put text in there instead, maybe? Or I don't know.
Not really. I mean, in the
Okay.
as you can see, the options are uh,
Hamburger.
you've got hamburger or none. None would probably be nothing.
Yeah, that
uh,
wouldn't be good.
that you don't want that. And where is the other one? So you need something, the burger. So
Okay.
that's not the styling. The styling would be. I mean, you can change the icon if you create an icon or find an icon which it's a visual basically, which has both a burger and a word like menu, if you want.
Mhm.
You could replace this burger icon with a burger and a word. So you just need to create an SVG. So that's the type
File
of
type.
visual that's used, and that will actually change it. Because if I go to here, you see my icon library is the same that we had earlier.
Right.
There won't probably be anything for menu, but I could have, instead of the burger, you see, I could have this plus thing,
Oh, I like that.
and then it becomes a
I
plus
like that.
thing.
Yeah, 'cause then at least kind of that's perfect. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
you see.
Yeah.
And you can then in the style, because it's always content style. So
Right.
if I go to the toggle in the style, uh, I can make it a bit bigger if you want,
Oh,
like that. You see.
perfect. Awesome.
So that's
Easy.
it. So voilà.
And always click update in the bottom left.
Yes, always update. But as I said, if someone really wanted to have, I think it's not really cool design-wise. I prefer an icon alone. But if someone wanted to have the word menu and an icon, you can create an icon basically which features an icon and the word
Yeah,
menu and upload it, and it
great.
replaces the plus there. So okay, so that's it. Let's switch back to the the blog. We wanted to see the blog.
So then
Don't
while
hesitate
you're
to ask me your questions once we're
okay.
while this thing is loading.
Oh, ask them or wait?
No, you can ask me
Okay.
questions
So
when
so with
it's loading.
the oh, I've got questions. So, okay, with the blog post, you said that and we can see it here that the body of them is it's Guggenheim,
Yeah, it's
correct?
in Guggenheim. So if
Which
I
is
edit,
which is WordPress. But if
which
I
is
wanted
WordPress.
but if I wanted to change an image on one of them, for example, would that be within Elementor or Guggenheim?
So if it's an image which is in the body, like let's imagine you want
This
to
one?
change this one, it's where it is. It's in Guggenheim.
Got
Okay.
it.
If you want, and if you want to change the
A
featured,
feature.
it's at the level of the post. So it's in the sidebar here. You change the feature. But if it's in the body, it's there. You see, I just have one, the same actually that I use there inside, but it's just a coincidence. But I also used it here because I've got two images for the post. I've
Okay.
got the featured image with the title that I created in Canva,
Mhm,
1200 by 628, this
mhm.
size, which looks good on LinkedIn and Facebook. So that's the
Yep.
preview, if you want, of the article. And I've got the other one, which is used as we saw on the home page in the feed, because I didn't want to be redundant here. If I had the one with the title, either I don't keep a text title because it's redundant with the fact that there is text on the image, you see.
I
Uh,
don't know if are you sharing a different screen or
oh, sorry,
oh,
sorry.
it's okay.
That's good that you tell me. So, as I said, this is the secondary image of the blog post, okay,
Yep.
that you can find here
Mhm,
outside of the body in actually a custom field. I created a custom field for that, which I called feed image. And this is an image that is used in this configuration, you see,
mhm.
and which is connected to the blog post. Because if I used uh, let me share the other one. Yeah, because I should share it. So this is the feed image. But if I had used this one, the featured image in the feed that we've just seen, and we're coming back to that, this one, there will be a redundancy, if you want, between the text that is there and the text on the image. You don't want that.
Yep.
It's not a good practice. So that's why I have another image for the blog post.
It's
That's a
it's
little
it's the
detail, but
same it's the same concept as like a YouTube thumbnail. You want the thumbnail to complement the title on YouTube. You don't want them to
mhm,
be the same. So it sounds like
yeah,
it's the same. So,
yeah.
okay, so both of those images are within Guggenheim. What if I wanted to add another image within the body of text? I just go in there and insert it and
Yes, you just have to make sure that you go on a line, you press enter, and then the forward slash, okay, and there you've got the options, including
for
the image, and then you pick an image from the library or you upload an image, and it will be inside the body. Because what happens basically with the blog post, and I will just go back to the list to make sure that I don't screw anything. But if I open this on the front end,
Mhm.
um, so, and I open it in Elementor, so blog post for the template, you will understand what I mean in the structure. So it's a template. You could have no template for blog posts. Okay, so if
Okay.
someone creates a basic blog with a WordPress, you don't need to use a template for a blog post. You can just go straight away from Gutenberg to showing the content on the page. But then you cannot add some stuff like this sidebar with the reading progress, this table of content, those icons, all of that, it's in the template. And if I go a bit lower, this section, this thing, is, as you can see on the left-hand side in the sidebar, it's edit post content. So this is the body. This is the body. You see? That's the
Yep.
body of the blog post. So everything here is taken from the body in Gutenberg, but everything around it is part of the template. So what do we have? We have here dynamically, I think, the title of the post.
Mm-hmm.
We have here what they call an author box with your avatar and some text, and the text is linking to the about page. We have here something that is called share buttons with a few icons of social networks, but it's not your social networks. It's
It's
a
to share
button
it.
to share this stuff on social networks and on email, the last one here. We have here something that is called post navigation, which shows two options if you are in between two articles, like next and previous. It's just to go from one to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also good because it gives an indication to the Google crawler. When Google crawls the website, it helps the crawler navigate the machine, the bot navigate the website also. It goes from post to post, so it's just a little detail. Here we have in grayed out, it's actually the position of the table of content on mobile. Why? Because if you remember well, the behavior of responsiveness is that if I keep this one, which is on the right on mobile, it will be under the article because the second column comes after the first one. So this is the first column here, okay, column. This is the second column here. On mobile, if I keep it like that, this column where I've got my mouse here
Yeah.
will go under the other one. So the table of content would be under the article. You don't want that. So this thing, I don't show it on mobile, but I have here a version of the table of content which only shows on mobile and which comes before the article.
I like that. That's
Detail,
perfect.
you see?
And that's all
Because
good for what are some, since we have it here and you mentioned Google search, if I was looking at this and I'm, creating a blog site, specifically within the blog section, what are some SEO practices? Because I know you've talked about this before, but the table of contents I think is good because it's more text. I know that you've talked about having a lot of text, that makes sense and relevant is
yeah, I
good.
mean, having a lot of relevant text. I mean, at least
Relevant.
not something that's 200 word long. It would be too short, but you don't have to go for the big 5,000. It just has to make sense. And in terms of best practice, a few things. So let's say the main keywords you're targeting should be in a way or another in the title of the page. We don't see the slug at the moment, which is the URL in the browser. So the URL,
Right.
the address of the page, it should also contain not specifically the same, but also some relevant keywords connected to the content of your site. Then
Right.
what actually the table of content does, it's not so much adding content, it's more it shows to Google and to people, to real human beings, the structure of the site. So what you can expect actually on this site, on this page. Sorry, on this page. So that's an indication of the structure. So that's why it's a good practice. And what it does, the table of content, the way it works, is that it displays the headlines, the H1, the H2, the H3, so the different HTML headlines in a structured way. So, for instance, potting training a puppy is probably I can't edit it here because it's part. So I can't edit from Elementor. Sorry, the content of the body. I have to edit it in Gutenberg.
Right.
But if you were in Gutenberg, you would see that this one is an H2.
Mhm.
Okay, that's H2. That's second level on the page. First level is H1. It's the
Right.
top, and or the title. So title or H1 is the number one, if you want, info on the site. Then you've got H2s, and then under H2s you've got, and it's another color here, you've got H3s, like proactive potty training, treat, etc.
Mhm.
So, and you can go as deep as H6 if you want. And the fact that they are H, so H1, H2, H3,
Mhm.
it gives an indication of structure to Google. I've seen some people, because they don't know that, what they do is they write interstitial titles, headlines in their blog post, okay, in the usual paragraph HTML, so the usual stuff, the usual text, I would say, and they just make them bigger. So they make the titles bigger, and they give it another color, okay, but they are still for Google in the P, like the letter P
Mhm.
tag section. So they are considered as part of the paragraph. They are not considered as headlines. You have to use H1, H2, H3 to make sure
Right.
that they're considered as headlines. So if I go back maybe to a blog post itself in Elementor. Let me share this tab, and I will edit the post. So if I edit the post instead of edit with Elementor, I will
Right.
go to the body. That's the only place where you can edit the post.
Mhm.
And here, as you see, if I click, it's an H2. You see,
Right.
H2.
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, but imagine you would be here and you would say, "I want to do title," and you would say, "Oh, a title is in bold, and I want to make it maybe a bit bigger, or like you want to make it M, for instance, or Excel." And you say, "Oh, nice! I've got a title. I've got a head. I've got a subtitle."
Mhm.
But the problem is that, as you can see here, it's still considered as part of the paragraph, not a title. So making text bigger and in bold doesn't make it a title for Google.
Right.
You have to use H2s, H3, you see. So headlines like that. And then you can pick.
The
So
different,
you,
yeah.
H2, inside of the body of the article, you will not pick H1. H1, it's the title. It's fine. You use H2 for your first sub title if you want. H3, H4. I mean, I've never seen people going as crazy as H6, but you have H6. So you see, so that's the
Makes
important
sense.
part. And SEO wise, you also have on the edit version. So this Yoast SEO plugin that we've installed. So
Mhm.
the focus key phrase. Um, Theoretically, you could even make it smaller than that. It's not really something that's important for Google. It's more important for you for this diagnosis of Yoast SEO. You know, the little green but smiley there. It's around what you have there. So if you say, okay, keep your dog's teeth healthy, that's what I'm talking about here in this article.
Is that the H1 or is that just the topic?
No, it's just a topic.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just it's just a topic. Uh,
Okay.
but the way it works, the way the plugin works, it's not that smart. It's not AI. So it's based on the words themselves. So if you say that the topic is, it could even be teeth healthy like that. But you see, it doesn't like it so much, teeth healthy. So
So
let's do it like,
basically, the focus key phrase is telling Yoast what the topic of the blog is, and then it's
yeah.
gonna give you a score based on the inputs you put in based on the focus key phrase, correct?
Based on the fact that based on the fact that it passes the body to see if you're talking about what you say you're talking
Mhm.
about, based on the title that you give for SEO. So the title for SEO here can be different than the title that you have on the page itself. It can be a different one. It's what you will see on Google actually. Um, but usually it's the same. You
Yeah.
see, usually is the same. Don't have to go crazy about that.
Okay.
Here you see that's what I call the slug. The slug will be you don't have to write it with the hyphens yourself. It will be created automatically based on this SEO title. It will be the same as the SEO title.
Mhm.
You see, automatically. You can change it. You
Right.
can remove a word after it has been created. Like, how do you keep your dog's teeth healthy? You could remove the your, you see,
Mhm.
and that would work also, because usually people tend to say don't put too many words in the URL. So if there are what they call stop words, or words that don't make so much sense for the algorithm, like your maybe here, you can just remove the your. But I won't
Mhm.
remove it because it's already there. And here you write something uh, that is either something that you already have somewhere on the page and that's relevant. You see, you've got the teeth healthy thing here. Keep my dog healthy, teeth healthy. So you just write something that's relevant, and that's not too long, because it will be the preview on Google, and
Right.
also the preview if you share it on socials under the title. That's what people can read. So yeah, that's uh, that's something to just pay a little bit of attention to. You don't have to be green all the time with this little smiley. It's just an indication, and the readability, it's theoretically based on some algorithm on
Oh, I
evaluation of how difficult or how easy your text is to read for a 10-year-old, I think. So that's it basically. And yeah, also last thing for SEO, if you have an image, just
mm.
make sure that either it's been dynamically set when you upload it by the plugin we have, or you just change it here. If, let's say, if you upload a screenshot, for instance, you can upload a screenshot if you want of something, but don't leave it like screenshot 12345
Mhm.
dot png here. Just make it explicit, because um Google doesn't see the images, but Google reads the text that's assigned to the images.
Right.
Okay, so that is also part of the density on the page. Uh, so in this score, in the green thing here, sorry, of Yoast, they also pay attention to your alt text, and usually they will tell you here under this in the analysis, if there's something that could be improved. They will tell you here, like, for instance, images, we did a good job. We did a good job for most of it. uh, Here, for instance, they say that would be nice if there were more internal links and outbound links. So internal links, it's a very good practice also in SEO. Is once you start writing blog posts and you remember that you have something that you have already talked about, you can, link to it, so to the other blog post or to the other
Mhm.
page, and interlinking inside the website. It's also a good navigation for the crawler of Google. So it gives a good indication to Google on how to understand your website. So that's why interlinking is important. There are even plugins that exist, like Link Whisper. I've never used it, but that can do that after all for you. So if you already have a lot of blog posts and you didn't do the interlinking properly, you can add a plugin, and they will suggest links that make sense based on the structure of your website. And
Cool.
usually people, when they do interlinking, they see an increase in their traffic, because Google understands their site better, and it flows better for the crawler between the pages. And outbound link, usually what people suggest is to add links to authority websites when it makes sense, like authority being like a major authority site in your field, like a doctor or clinician or whatever, or
Mhm.
Wikipedia or something like that, you see, because then actually the algorithm of Google considers that um, you've researched your piece, and that you're linking to trustworthy sources of information. So it increases the trustworthiness of your article. So that's why you've got those two suggestions: outbound link and internal link. But that's it basically. That's what people pay a lot of money for when they hire SEO specialists. They just
Yeah.
do that, but repeat, on a
to do
very
it every
in a very
time.
disciplined way, in a very systematic way.
And the other
Uh,
thing that could probably help with me is, like, I could probably embed, because I have a lot of YouTube videos that align with these topics, so I
Also,
could almost
yes,
embed
also,
that. So
yeah,
that might help, because 'cause you've mentioned that before, that
yes,
linking or embedding videos could help, so that's something I could do
yes,
too.
especially YouTube videos, because Google loves YouTube. They bought it 2 years ago, and usually what will happen if you embed some YouTube videos in your blog post is that in Google Images, um, it will reindex very often the thumbnails of those videos that you embed in
Mhm.
Google Images. And so some people might land on your site going via the thumbnail that are on Google Images. And also, it will improve the indexing of your videos inside of the video section of the Google search engine. So it's good for your videos also, and it's good for the blog post.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good practice to do it. Yeah. So I think that's all for the blog post. Let me close this thing. I didn't change anything. Yeah. So now what I wanted to cover is first the shopping page. Before we go there, let me just change the tab, I think. Sorry, I'm not sharing my screen anymore, actually.
No.
Yeah, because I shared something. Boom, sharing.
And on another video, we probably won't have time today. We should make a note, and this will be a teaser of showing how to upload, because we haven't shown that yet, how to upload the blogs, which we will do it in a future
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. No, we've done it behind the scenes all the time. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We can do once. So the shop page. So we had a lot of back and forth discussion about the shop page. So
Yes.
first, to understand how this is populated. So we have behind the scenes. So I will switch to another tab in a moment. I'm just preparing it. We have a custom post which is called shop products. Okay, so share this tab now. So we have 189 shop products. By the way, when I imported your list, I think there were 192, but there were, based on the titles, probably some duplicates. So you might have to just look at the list and see what's missing, because I can't tell you what's missing, but I know
Okay.
that 3 of them were considered duplicates, but most
Okay.
of them were imported. So the way they were imported, they were in a big Google sheet. Okay, so a VA filled out for you, I guess, the this list. So we have different columns: category, title, product type, brand, product specs. So it's bullet points, detailed description, um, link to the shop. Then we have discount code and discount code 2. We're using actually the discount code 2, and some of them were not populated, but I did it with a little, as you can see here, maybe formula in Google Sheet,
Oh,
concatenate,
got it.
code, column, and then the previous one, because we're using this one
To make
so that
it
it's
say
clear. It's
code.
clear that it's a code. Video URL we don't have for all of them, but then you had that was a new thing which required a little bit of tweaking for the template. Square image 1, 2, featured image makes sense, and nothing there.
Yeah.
So I exported a CSV of that. So you just go CSV, download CSV, bam, voila, like that.
Mhm.
And then I used, let's go back here, and then I used WP All Import. Okay, the plugin, which is here at the bottom. And we can see we have different imports, including the one for the shop. And so it imported all of those items inside the shop items custom post. And there is a template for that, um, which was updated based on the structure. So on the right-hand side, you see the color, you see all the items. You can move and preview them. 1, 2, 3. So it's basically all the lines. Each of them is a line, a row in the Google Sheet. And then you've got here the title, which will be which is the title of the page. Images, it's where you put the featured image. and we said that it's currently in the media library because the way it was prepared in the Google Sheets. So let's switch back here. Is that all of those images, as you can see, I mean, it's not the URL of the site, but it's the staging version. But they were already uploaded, pre-uploaded
Mhm.
in the WordPress gallery. So what we do in the import is that we reference basically the location of those images on the site. So that's why we pick image currently media gallery. And the way you just put this little tag here is you just go where it is here. So you double click on the word,
Mhm.
and let's do it again here. Double click and click in the cell, and it puts it there. You see. So and it's also why it's important not to change for further uploads potentially the name of the headlines in the Google Sheet, because this is the key. This is the way it will pick the content. So if you say feature image, new feature image, and if you don't change this thing here in the template, it won't find the content in the cell. So that's a problem that many people have, because they just want to change the titles there at the top of their Google Sheet, and then they export a CSV, and they want to re-import it here, but
Mhm.
they don't change the name, and it doesn't work. You see,
You gotta
so you've got
keep
to
the
keep.
titles of the columns the same.
Yeah, it has to be very disciplined. So Yoast SEO, we did just the import of the title for the focus keyword. The SEO title is there, and something, let's say, not too fancy, but for your doc column, the title: Discover Rachel Futsaro's presentation. So it's currently the same for all of them. It could be updated manually later, but that's the way on the fly it's imported. Then we have advanced custom fields. So that's the shop product custom fields. There we have brand logo, product specs, so the bullet point, the detail specs. I mean, everything that we saw in the Google Sheet. Okay. Taxonomies, we have two of them. Product types, three of them. Sorry, product types, brands, and category. So that's custom taxonomies: product categories, brands, and
Mhm.
product type. And we're using the product categories on the page that we will see in a moment. And then we went to the next step, and we imported everything. It took I don't know, probably took 15 minutes for the import of 189
89.
items. And then when it's imported, so automatically, you've got all of them there. No, not here. There, food product. As you can see, by the way, this is a column added by MemberPress, which says that by default, this is public. It's not restricted by a membership. So if we click on one of them, just click randomly on the first one. It might not have all of the item because there's no video there, but you have the two images there. You've got a button that goes back to the list there. You've got a big button that goes to the product itself. You've got the brand logo. You've got the description there. And if
Hoo-hoo,
you,
that looks so good.
yeah, and if you had the video, there would be the video somewhere around here. And if there was a discount code, the discount code would be on top of the shop button. So I don't know. Do you know any of
Yeah,
them?
let's see which one would have
A
it.
video, maybe.
If you scroll down a little bit, I'll know. Or if you can use search, is it
Yeah,
easy
tell me.
to if dig, DIGG.
Okay.
Um, there
Yeah,
you go.
that's
That
fine.
one should
Okay, let's
have
have a look.
all of them.
Okay, that one is indeed, that one is this discount code. Uh, the description, but it was shorter, even if it's a big one. It's from the big one cell, but maybe the VA was not so inspired. Uh,
Clearly, I'll have to go back and edit some of these.
yeah,
What does
uh,
the mobile view look like? I haven't actually seen that one yet.
approximately the same, but so all products, the
I
images
love it.
there, the bullet point, the the structured data there, the brand logo, the discount code, and that. Okay, voila, that's the way it is. Oops, sorry. Let me expand it.
And so let's say I wanted to edit something on this page.
Okay, so
This
you
is a
don't go to Elementor, because Elementor is a template. You go to the shop product itself. So you go edit shop product,
okay.
and there you can edit the content of the fields here. You see, it's like an info
Okay.
sheet. You see,
Yeah,
that's the way you do it.
that's pretty crazy. And then you even see, is that Yoast on the right? Oh, it said
Oh,
like,
sorry.
oh, that's okay. It gave SEO, which is cool, like SEO scoring, I
Ah,
guess, is
yeah,
the
yeah,
way.
yeah,
That's kind of
yeah,
nice.
yeah. It was fine, but it should be relatively fine because it's relevant. You see, and all of that here for your dog, Retrieval, create, discover, that was dynamically written.
Yeah, so I could go back and edit if I wanted to get
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
No, this is
Personal, yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is nice if I want to come back and make edits to it. The only thing is, like, for the logo, for example, in the mobile view, it looked like there was a lot of space on top of it because that's how it is. Is there a way
Uh,
to edit that dynamically?
it's probably also because it's a square, but
Yes.
let's. I mean, if you wanted to have less space by default, you should have more like a cropped version without
Yeah.
too much space. But maybe we can reduce the padding. Let me see. Okay.
Or
So now
maybe I
if I want to
move
edit
the
the template, I edit via Elementor the product page template. So now it's the template.
got it.
It's not the content.
So if I want to edit, so on the shop page, in this situation, if I wanted to edit the product, let's say add more bullets, make a longer description, I do that within WordPress.
Yeah.
And then if I want to edit the template that you built, I would go
Yeah.
within Elementor. Yeah,
With
makes sense.
Elementor, within something that's called the product page, the template. And here you see you have the logo here.
Mhm.
If I take the mobile view, uh, that's the way. This one there would be less space because it was more rectangular-ish. You see,
Yeah.
there is less space, but it's there still. The styling, it's at 50% already because you see it was even bigger by default, so it's
Yeah.
even smaller. Um, what we could also do is not show it on mobile,
Yeah, I was
and
just gonna
then
say, how do we so if we wanted to not show well, let me back
yeah,
up. The first question is, if we were to change that to 75%, that would impact all logos on the shop page, correct? Because it's
yes,
global? Okay.
yes, yes.
And then if we wanted to change it to where it only shows on desktop, then we go under visibility, is that correct? Or
No, then you go on you can go either on the item itself or on the column which contains the item here, the two
Mhm,
column. Then you go to advanced,
advanced.
and then here you go to responsive, and you decide to ID it on mobile, for instance.
Perfect.
So now if I ID on mobile, it will be grayed out, so we'll see it, but there won't be anything there. So there will be less space. It will go straight
Perfect.
from this block to the discount code. As you see, I've got some uh, 50 margin on top of the discount code, because otherwise, if I don't have that, and so we remove the logo, you will have the native pet sticking to the word code, you see, and you
Yeah,
don't want
yeah.
that. So you've got here some margin of 50 there. So on mobile now there won't be any image there, and it's straight this, and then the button. I made the button a little bit fatter, thicker on mobile, so for the big terms it's easy to press on it, um, and that's it basically.
That looks really
Voila.
nice. And then that change will, go to
Would
all
be
products.
for all of them, yeah. That's the
Yeah,
beauty of a template
yeah.
compared to other ways of making sites. I mean, you still have people, that's crazy, but that are making sites like this, where each page they make it from scratch without a templating concept.
Mm.
And then if you want to change something, you've got to take the 182 pages one by one, which
Yeah,
is
well, that's what you have to do in Squarespace. That's how
yeah, yeah,
I so, like, the reason we had to do that import was because I had all of those pages. So that's basically how I did it before, and it
Mm.
took so long to add something. On the on the main shop page, is there a way to
Yeah,
make
so
them
we're going there. Let's go to the main shop page. So the main shop page, let's discuss the main shop page. So what happens on the main shop page is the following. So you have here an introduction,
I
okay?
don't see it. You'll have to switch
Oh,
screens there.
sorry.
That's okay.
It's good that you are there. There should be some kind of automatic switching.
I
But
agree.
if I think if I shared actually my
Whole screen.
window, then it
Yeah.
would switch automatically. But I prefer to keep it safe like that. So here you've got the introduction, okay, and here you've got basically the feed of the shop products. So all the shop products, okay, a feed. And if you pick here on the left hand side, you will have the subset of bath and grooming, crate and playpens, like that. And you can, it's a reset button actually here, but I named it all product because reset, it sounds a bit scary. So I give it a name of all products. This thing here is created with the plugin you have called Search and Filter Pro.
Mhm.
And so it was created like that. So at the moment, shop page is all the products, and if you go down, there is I mean, should be maybe it's because we are because there are more than this.
Yeah, I wasn't able
Where
to
is
get it
it?
to scroll. I think maybe it was in mobile it did, or
No. It does it also. It does it also there. Let me see. Let me see. It's there is an Ajax loader there. Okay, yeah. In incognito it does it. It's probably okay. Let me share this tab. It's probably because of the fact we're logged in, and you see like that. You see, it's doing it.
yeah.
So okay, but that's all of the product. And if I
Right.
do this again, subset. So if I go on one of those products, uh, and if I click on the bath and grooming category, okay, I've got a page with let's say here you've got two pages actually, so you've got maybe 20 products. And if you click on one of them, obviously you go to the product. You could imagine, we won't do that live, yeah, because we're already at 57 today minutes, but you could imagine that on this page of the bath and grooming,
Mhm.
instead of having a grid with the images side by side like that, you would have the same kind of concept as here,
Mhm.
but instead of having a product category drop down, you would have a brand drop down. Okay, so for each of those categories, you would have the same kind of look and feel as for the main page, but
Yeah.
only displaying the product. But also with the shop thing, same concept, but uh, but it would be for each of the categories separately. And you could imagine that on the main page you would have some kind of menu or buttons here at the top somewhere, where if you click on bath and groomings, you go to the page with the bath and grooming things,
Mhm.
and you would see basically this like that,
Right, and then you
with
could click.
brand here instead of product category. That that's
Hmm.
uh, that's a way that's a way to basically revisit the pages which already exist, per category, which are here if you click on bath and grooming.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to I really like the drop down how you have it. I think if I could only change one thing, it would be to only have 3 across instead of 4, just so they're bigger, which I
yeah.
feel like and then but that's small. And then I think the other thing is, like, if you land on that shop page as is,
Let me
um
just reshare this because
oh, yeah,
I
it went away,
no,
is
no.
I don't let me think about a way to execute that wouldn't be too difficult, because I like that how you have the drop down now. I think it's really nice. I think people are used to using that. It would just be I don't know if maybe we make buttons at the top with images that I guess for those watching, what we're trying to think of is a solution to where when you land on that page, you're shown products in a that are by category, because right now as it is, when we press all products, you see a variety of everything, but a lot of people want to be able to scroll and see like all treats together, all toys together. So I'm trying to think of the best like user experience on that.
But together, as I said, there is a page where you can see them together, which is the category page, which
Right.
programmatically exists, but is presented in a different way. So at the
Correct.
moment, it's not a grid with the shop button straight away in the grid. It's a grid where you've got to click on the image to go to the info sheet of the product.
Mm.
There could be like a clone of this page, but where you only see the bath and groomings, another one where you only see the treats, another one where you only see the cages, the crates and stuff. You see,
Yeah.
that's the way. And then the only thing is, then if you have buttons there at the top which go to another page, you've got to load another page. If you
Yeah.
put them as you have on Squarespace on the same page, like the
Mhm.
182, but in subsections, um, it's a way to see it. Problem is that there will be a lot of images by default loaded on that page, even in lazy loading. So it would be a very heavy page to load with
Yeah.
182. And actually, from an access point of view, you already have the drop down. So if you want to go to the treats or to the bath and grooming, you just pick the stuff there in the drop down, and you see them on the right hand side. So
I
yeah,
wonder if where you have the products, oh, they have 3 across, I like that.
mm,
I wonder if we made, and I can think about this, but just quickly, if we made, on this page, if you could imagine 3 or sorry, not 3, made horizontal categories, let me say that again, horizontal columns,
mhm.
going down the page, and then the top one could be this bar, and it just is like, you know, and it lists the 13 categories. So basically what would happen is you land on the page and hopefully the user just uses the drop down. But if they want to scroll, they'll see basically large buttons, and then within those buttons I could put in images like, okay, crates, and then there could be a few pictures of crates as like a teaser. You click on that and then it goes to the crate section. Or the next one down could be toys, and there could be like just 3 sample images of toys, not all of them, so we're not having
Mhm.
189. And then when you click that, it goes to the category page. So it's basically just a different visible representation of the drop
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Also,
Maybe?
when I was saying, in a way, you're right. When I was saying that you would have by default the 182 or 89, if we had different sections on the page for each type of product, it's not really true in the sense that you can limit to 3 all of them. So let's say, for instance,
Ah,
that here, this thing, at the moment, the query is, I mean, no, at the moment the query is linked to Search and Filter Pro so that this thing works. But
right.
I could have a different version. So I could have, let's say, I clone this,
Okay.
uh, and probably if I clone this, yeah, okay. So this one, in the query, instead of having the Search and Filter Pro, which is connected to the dropdown, I just do from post type. So I just say, okay, it's shop products, okay. And then I can do a query filter by terms and taxonomies, product
Category.
category, and then I say, let's say, bath terms, bath and groomings, yeah. Okay, so now we have just bath and groomings. Okay, and next thing. Where is it? Query maybe. Yes,
Oh, and then
here.
you limit to only
I
3
limit to
or
3.
so then we could just duplicate that for
Yeah,
each.
and then you give a title on top and blah blah blah. You see?
Okay, so basically I could go back, I would take the one you just created, duplicate, and then just only thing I would change would be the taxonomy. Instead of bath and
Uh,
grooming, I would do the next one.
Yeah, here in the terms.
Terms,
Okay.
that's right. And
And then and
then
then and then, and
yeah,
then what we do is we just put, but for just now for the sake of the demo, but we put a title, a heading there. You see, and we call it bath and grooming. Oh, sorry, bath and grooming, like that. You see, and then you just do the same. So we make the second one. Okay, let's take the second one. So we duplicate this guy here, put it there. Where is it? Here. Just
yeah.
put it under it, like that. And so here, what was the second one? Chew and
Create.
bones. No, chew and bones. I mean, but by alphabetical order, it was chew and bones.
Oh, correct.
So chew and bones. And then we go to query filter, and
Query.
then we do chew and bones instead of this. Chew. Chew. Right.
There you go.
Oops, chew and bones. So now we have chew and bones. Okay, you see, that's chew and bones. I mean,
Oh,
theoretically,
yeah,
for
that's
some
interesting.
reasons,
It
maybe
doesn't
those ones. No, that's weird. What is that? Product categories,
choose
filter,
and
chew and
bones.
bones. Okay, let me see. You know what? By the way, do you like this approach better
Yes,
than the full list? Okay, so let's
that
remove the
would
full
be
list.
yeah, we'll remove the full list. This is perfect. It's exactly how I imagined. That way people can get a teaser. I-
Yeah.
Is it possible to change which 3 appear or no?
Okay, let's see here. We have some space to put something there. Which three appears? By
Well,
default. So, okay, by default, it's so that's probably in the query. So it's the by date descending. So the last one, but it could be by title ascending, or it could be that's the thing. So you have here. Usually it's title and date ascending or descending. Like title ascending, that would
mm,
be from A to Z. Um, and the other options, um, there's an option called menu order. And for that, you have to rank them in the backend.
oh, it's not urgent. I just was curious if
Yeah,
I could
but
hand select.
you can kind of assign some meta value to them.
Okay,
Uh, you could even imagine that some of them would be featured to some extent. You see,
right. That's what I was kinda
uh,
thinking is it'd be nice
yeah,
it's not urgent, it just was an
no,
idea of, like,
because
um
here, for instance, they are put there by type, but typically that would be, let's say, for instance, here you see you have a meta value, and you can put a meta key. So if we assigned a new custom field to the product. Okay, let me show you. If
Oh,
we
so I could go back and add a field
in
that
the
would
info
say
sheet, in the
yeah,
info sheet, and that would be called featured, and yeah, that's a little bit okay. Let
we
me
don't have
just try
to
it
I know where yeah, but
to
that would
take
be cool
hours,
one
but
day. Yeah.
but that's so we've got the field groups. Okay, we've got the shop products. At the moment, those are the field groups. Okay,
Yep.
square, image, video, blah blah blah. If we add a new field, okay, and that would be the field would be which type of field would it be? Select or checkbox? Checkbox. Featured. Okay. Featured. Okay. Let's put it this way. Change. Bam, bam, bam. So now, if I go back to the shop products, and if I search for a bath and grooming thing, do you know a bath and grooming name of product that we have? I mean, we have
Yeah,
like here, bath brush, bath brush,
sure.
bath brush. All right, bath brush, edit. Okay, bath brush edit. We probably have some kind of a, oh, that's interesting. Why isn't there any button
Maybe we
next
need to
to it?
update, like click the does the
No,
update
no, no, no,
button?
no. There
No.
should be some kind of a selector here, but let
Mm.
me see. I can change the type. Might be some kind of bug there. So ACF field group, share this tab. So let's do it. Shop products. So we have featured. Okay, checkbox. For some reason, checkbox
Doesn't
doesn't work. I can try something else. True or false would make sense. Yeah, and is there a default?
Maybe there's an issue with the bath section because it wasn't populating the right ones.
No, 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 no. It's just, that's more the preview that
Oh,
featured. No, let me see true and yeah, it's probably false by default. Okay, let me see if I should be yeah. Okay, featured. Okay,
oh
but
wait,
now
I'm
it's a check.
I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, sorry. Boom.
That's
Like featured here.
okay.
Okay.
So we click that
Okay. So now,
update.
if I update this guy, if I go here, if I reload all this because it has to know that there's something new happening.
And then to go back to the main one, we click on the left bar,
What
shop
do you mean?
products to go back to like the main shop page.
At the moment, we are on. Sorry. Shop
Oh,
products.
okay. Yeah, I didn't see it. Okay, I see.
No, it's me. So here, query filter. So we wanted to see if it was possible to have. So where were we here? Query. Yeah, that was for the order meta value. Blah blah blah. Okay. So meta key. We have a meta key featured. Yeah, featured true false. You see, now you have
Whoa.
only the featured. Voilà.
Okay, I can definitely go back and
So and okay, let me, because we have here the true and bones, and to see if it works, but we go to another tab. See why? Maybe it was just a problem of sorting, but what is this? Okay, no, there's definitely something wrong there. Okay, CSS. Okay, so why is this? But because probably, no, you know what? I know what's happens here. It's because the query mechanism maybe was not updated. Oh no,
we don't
that's
see the screen.
interesting.
Not sure if we need
Yeah.
to, but
No, yeah, but this, no, I was trying to understand why this Chew and Bones was not the Chew and Bones.
yeah, I don't maybe well,
Because
I guess it
because
doesn't matter, but it is plural. Choose in bones. I don't know if that matters.
no, it should be based on the,
The query.
it should be based on the query behind the scenes. So it's we picked shop products. Okay, that's fine. Then we went to query filter and we decided to sort by category and say choose and bones. Or maybe it's because I type something which doesn't exist. No, it's chew and bone. No, I don't know why. Okay, let's try another one.
Toys.
What do toys? Yeah, to see if for some
Popular
reason
toys. Oh,
that's interesting. There's something there.
maybe delete that one and reduplicate. Maybe that was just a funky one. That's always what I do. Start from
Yeah,
scratch.
no, but no. Let me see how this one is structured in the. Sometimes, obviously, when you duplicate, there can be some weird thing happening. Exclude current post. Okay, and here. So query by terms and taxonomies. Logical relation or terms, bath and groom. It's maybe because I've put it there. No, I think, yeah. Okay, cool. I think that I just didn't do it where it should be done. Or maybe. No, okay. Chew and bones. Let's do it again. Well, you know what? I have to figure that out.
Yeah. But
Because
that's gonna be a teaser for next time.
I don't want to spend
Yeah,
2 hours
yeah.
just trying to make it, but it will work. So the idea is that you would have different sections there with the different categories, 3 products max, and sub filtered by featured or not featured, and then there could be there on the left hand side some kind of
Well, I still like the
um,
drop down on the left. I don't wanna
but
lose that.
but the drop down won't work then. I mean, because the drop down was supposed to filter something on the right hand side. That's the way it works, you see. So it won't filter the blocks.
Oh.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, no, that
It's
that
something
makes
that
sense.
it was supposed to filter the content of a list. That's the way it works.
Mm.
What we could do is a list of buttons that jump to the sections. That we can do.
Okay. Well, we can I know we're on time, so I don't wanna
Yeah.
we can do
So
that
that
next
we can do.
time. We get it.
Um, Yeah, because actually today I also wanted to cover, but we'll do it next time. The membership, because it's quite advanced. So the membership section with MemberPress with the dog food. But what I would suggest is I would try to figure out when we're offline uh, how to fix this and find a nice way, a smart way to have a navigation on this, so that we
And
can next
yeah.
time review this page. We
Okay.
will be done. So that's the idea. So we've covered a lot today. Anyway, the blog post, all the details about the SEO that were not part of the plan, but that's nice that we cover that, and the shop. So now you understand how all of those products landed in the back end, and we will adapt the presentation for next time. So next time there will be basically 13 blocks here of 3 items and some kind of navigation to access them. Voila.
This
That's
is
it for today, I
fantastic.
think. Thank you. It was quite a ride. So if you want to watch the other videos, they are also on the channel. There is already a series of 5. That was number 5. Um, I think we still have probably 4 or 5 if we really want to cover everything, and then that will be pushed into production. Let me just show you a few of our beloved QR codes. So we've got the one of Rachel. That's her website, the current website, rachelfutsaro.com, where you can follow her. And my website, where you can see all sorts of content pieces about SEO coding, a lot of around AI at the moment. Maybe one day we can talk about AI, because there's a lot to say about AI. I've just developed something to transform your your YouTube videos into blog posts. So that's an interesting one for the blog post. That's it for today. Thank you for watching the video, and we see you probably next week, because we know
Yes.
that we know now the plan for the next video anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you so much. I'm so
Bye
honored
bye.
and excited. Bye.